Hello. How's it going?
Hey.
We are live.
How's everybody doing? We didn't have a countdown tonight. It's throwing me off.
Sorry.
Hi, I'm Kristin.
Hi, I'm Brandon.
We're from Whiskey Tango Farms. This is Whiskey Tango Talk, our live Q&A that we do every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. We just kind of talk about everything self-sufficiency, quail, rabbits, gardening, tractors, all the above, other random things that come up. So you can go ahead and say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're from. It's kind of neat seeing where everybody is tuning in from. We'll go ahead and read the comments after the announcements. We sell and ship hatching eggs for Coturnix quail nationwide. We specialize in feather sexibles and, you want me to scoot over? We specialize in feather sexibles and celadons, and we're working on some fun projects that you guys are going to want to know about coming up here soon. Our website is whiskeytangofarms.net. We have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Let me pull up my announcements so I actually don't have to do this by heart because...
Self-Sufficient Backyard group.
Yes, the Self-Sufficient Backyard is a group that we have on Facebook, which is also kind of like this chat or Q&A where it's a lot, just very well-rounded. I think I saw Ed put it in the chat already. Thank you to Ed, our moderator, who is watching the chat for trolls and such. Like I said, go ahead and post in the comments if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever. Just keep it family friendly and make sure that we're respectful to each other. We can disagree, but we can't be mean to each other. We won't allow that. So Ed is going to make sure y'all behave. But without further ado, we'll get rolling into it and start reading the comments. Oh, and also this is dual streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So if you don't see somebody's comment and we're reading it off, it might just be on the other platform. So no biggie. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Okay, now you can go. Sorry.
Cool. S.L. Swanson's here. It says, first like, first comment, I shall not be beaten.
He means business.
Feather and Shell. Feather and Shell is here. It says, I'll take second like and second comment. So says, Mississippi in the house. I have one power outlet, heater, or coffee. Decisions.
Coffee, always coffee.
Feather Connections is here. It says, LOL third.
Hello.
The Carolina Kind Family Homestead. I missed that one when I said hello to everybody before. Says cheers from North Carolina. Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for joining
us. To echo in here.
Katrina is here. Says hi to everyone from Gilroy, California. My appointments got moved, so she's here today.
Yay!
She can make it.
Happy to have you.
Ed says he just finished a big batch of Skittles in the freeze dryer.
Those are my favorite. You should try Jolly Ranchers sometime. I think the lady at the swap cut them first though, because otherwise they're huge.
Yeah, she cuts a lot of her stuff.
Because otherwise it gets like ginormous.
Yeah. She
tried doing one of those like caramel apple suckers, and they're like this big, and she said it got like this big.
SO says about time y'all show up. I've been here before you.
I think he was talking about everybody else, silly goose.
Sorry. Verna's here, says hi all.
Hello. Thanks for joining us.
SO said, who's going to make Ed behave?
Good point. Nobody, I guess.
I think Ed's wife or mom or friends.
Somebody
around.
The dragon or the tortoise.
They'll be there. Katrina says hi to Kelly. Aaron says, hello all. I'm late, but I'm here. You're not late.
Oh, I don't know if Lane is with you, but if he is, happy 7th birthday, Lane. Shout out, you're YouTube famous. It's his 7th birthday today. A little cutie.
Awesome.
Little cutie patootie.
Verna says she did a bunch of... Sorry, my mom is calling me.
So do not disturb is for, man.
Well, it is, but my iPad, it rings to my iPad, and my iPad rings.
I have certain people that can come through during Do Not Disturb too, so.
But Verna said she did a bunch of Jolly Ranchers. They looked like Christmas balls.
Yeah, they get big.
Ed said only maybe his mom. Well, there you go. Jesse Mills is in the house. It says, good evening, everyone. Good evening
Hello.
to you.
I am just finishing up the edits for the Quail Daddies calendar. And so like just opening them all back up again. And Jesse's made me laugh. They're good. I just thought of it, so.
Aaron says, thanks. He was so happy to hear you say that.
Yay.
It's awesome. SO said, Aaron, you can erase my tardy by the other day, and I won't count this one on you. Oh, it says, LOL, what do you do now, Brandon? What do you mean? Confused. Trina says, how much do you love your green stock, Kristin? I love mine. I have one for strawberries and just took my one for peppers inside my screen porch a couple weeks ago.
I love my green stock. I heard that they're having a Black Friday sale again, although I'm going to hold off just, I don't know, because I'd rather buy stuff for the kids or whatever for Christmas, but they're supposed to have another Black Friday sale coming up, and then they always do it for like Mother's Day, Father's Day, all the major holidays. So I did not bring mine in for the winter. I probably should have, but I actually just like kind of cut everything back and let it go dormant. I'm kind of curious to see how my perennials winterize just outside. I didn't do anything special. It's outside on the deck. So we'll see how that goes. If it does just as good as it would in the ground. And some stuff like the peppers that I had in there, I would have had to pull those and I didn't. So I know that those won't make it because it'll be too cold for those. But like the chives, lavender, mint, I think those all might come back. So yeah,
dogs killed my mint.
Yeah, the dogs killed my lemongrass too. They didn't want any tea.
Mainly your dog. Your dog's a destroyer of plants.
She is.
Joy is here, says hello from Western Oregon. I have had chicks hatching for 3 days now. So cute.
It never gets old. Good to see ya.
Verna says Laffy Taffy is great in the freeze dryer as well.
I could see that because we've had saltwater taffy. So I bet Laffy Taffy would be good.
Aaron says, Steve, we are even, Steven.
I see what you did there.
Curbside Outdoors says, hey there from Southeast Michigan. Hello, thanks for joining. Diana Tuttle says hello from Northeast Kansas. Hello.
Thanks for tuning in.
Aaron says they have lettuce in their green stalks. Sorry.
I've heard of people having like themed green stalks. Like I thought about doing like a salsa one where I was going to do like tomatoes and peppers, onions, things like that. I know some people do like tea ones where you can do like lemongrass, mint, chamomile, things like that. So yeah, you could totally do like a salad one too.
Ed says, Brandon, your mom called. You must be in trouble. So what you do now? LOL.
She probably wants to talk about the holidays and planning.
She called because I called her a couple hours ago, but she was still at work.
Who looks pregnant?
I'm guessing her, whatever those things are that she has.
Oh, guinea pigs? I thought you meant us. I'm like, excuse me? Like, that's rather rude. I'm glad your guinea pigs look pregnant.
Katrina says strawberries should be fine. Yeah, I think they would be.
Yeah, they should be.
We have Hannah from Westboro, Wisconsin. Do you sell eggs that carry the celadon gene in the Coturnix? Looking for beginning of April. Yes, we do.
Yes.
We have several. We have
one line on our website.
Yeah.
You big mouth.
Whatever.
We are working on some other celadon projects right now as well, and those will be releasing the beginning of the year. We don't have a set date yet, but we'll have all sorts of options for you by April.
Jasmine says, "Hello, friends."
Hey.
Hey,
I was going to
Jasmine.
text you and remind you, but I was like, I didn't want to bug you if you were taking care of Luke, so I'm glad you remembered. It's good to see you.
Ed's asking, have we caught up on winterizing the animals? Not really.
Slow and steady. We made some headway on the one penguin area.
Yeah.
And the rabbit.
The rabbit hutch
is almost done.
Is pretty much done. Kristin tackled that a lot by herself today, and she got some pretty good winterizing done on it.
Thank you.
But I'm still building the house for the ducks. So
I got my lights added in my rabbit shelter barn thing.
Like, I don't even know about that.
Oh.
But yeah.
There will be, when it's done, I'll have like a little tour.
It's never going to be done.
You're right. It is never going to be done because it still is missing technically a roof and siding. But they're warm and dry, so that's all that matters.
Berna says, I'll be planting lettuce in my hydro garden in a few days.
Ooh, awesome. That'll be really excellent for that, like having that constant water in there. It'll be good.
Jasmine's here again. Says, hey, farming Franz. I can't say that.
You said it. You did a good job. I'm proud of you.
How's it going?
It is going. I hope things are going well for you, Miss Time and Timber.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at your logo thing. I wasn't sure what
her picture.
Yeah, her picture and her. I call it a logo because it's really kind of like the logo on YouTube's. She's wearing an awesome Time and Timber hat. Aaron says, Brandon, I watched your video on winterizing quail hutches. Have you ever checked the temperature difference in the inside and outside of the hutch? Just curious.
That's a good question.
And I like to ask questions. I have not, but I could set something up to record the temperature and do that.
That'd be interesting to see, especially since the water is on that heater. Even though it's not really meant to heat the hutch itself, I'm sure it does help a little bit. Yeah. That in combination with just their body heat and stuff, I'm sure it's warmer in there, but it'd be cool to have like the data behind it. Data. Doesn't matter.
Aaron says, honestly, I'm probably just jealous that it doesn't even get cold enough here. I guess that's weird to be jealous. You'd be jealous of that, but all right.
Well, they have alligators and stuff, and like, yeah, you can keep those down there. I was actually telling one of my farm friends today because I was talking about like having to do all the winterizing, and she's like, "Have you looked outside today? Because it snowed a lot overnight. It's been snowing, but it snowed a lot last night." And she's like, "Have you looked outside?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Sucks, doesn't it?" I'm like, "It does." I said, "But we don't have alligators, so I'll deal with it." And she's like, "True." So I oftentimes in the winter say, "Why do I even live here?" Just because we don't have alligators. And only a few poisonous snakes, and they're not very common.
It said penguins. When did you get them?
That is our nickname for the
ducks.
The waterfowl.
Duck. Verna says, Brandon, the Govee would be great to give you both heat and humidity outside and inside the area. Yep.
I want to buy a few more of those because I really do.
That's
like
not as
them.
fun as making it yourself, though.
That's true. He would be the one to. I do like our Govees quite a bit, so
they're all right.
I like.
They're cooler now that they actually go into the home automation system, and I can actually track it in there and do things. But
he's super extra and uses all this like other smart home stuff, and this hub is called Home Assistant. And before, the Govee wouldn't add to that, and he was super bent out of shape about it, and he was like anti-Govee for a really long time just because of it.
Well, none of their lights integrate.
I'm sure they will if the thermometer does. It was probably coming.
Maybe.
It probably has the ability. They just haven't allowed it to yet. But anywho, yeah, I like the Govee. Like, I think it's a great price point for what it all does. That's my shameless plug for Govee, I guess.
Better price point in Black Friday, because that's when I bought those. And it was literally like $14 for the two. And now they're like 30.
Oh, I just looked the other day to get the same ones without the like screen, because I don't really care. I don't need that really. It'll just get lost or broken or chewed on. And
the screen is the thermometer. It goes inside of there.
Oh, the one that I saw was just the sensor.
There's all kinds of.
Yeah, and it was like 2 for $20 or 2 for $15. Yeah. Any hoozles.
Jasmine says, I am here just listening, one woman band over here and still working on chores, LOL. But I didn't want to miss out on the fun. No problem. I completely understand.
That reminds me, she said one woman band. Tiffany's husband from Tealstone Homestead, he's very into music, and he makes some music, and it's
his channel,
one man jam,
yeah,
and it's really good. Like, he plays all the different parts and vocals and stuff. And I'm drawing a blank. I want to say it's Bohemian Rhapsody. There was a song on there that like blew my mind. Oh, Brandon is looking it up. We'll link it, but go ahead.
Is that really?
I think it's one man jam. I think it's all one word, though. Here, I'll look it up. You keep talking.
I don't know how.
I'm already subscribed.
Well, that was your account, so whatever. Anyways.
On the WTF account.
Where are we? Oh, Aaron says, winter here is 55 degrees. I wish, but I wouldn't know what to do with myself because I'd have so much outside time. Verna says, we got sleet and rain, but right now the ground is only wet. Okay, we got about 2 to 2.5 inches in the last couple of days, and it's supposed to rain or snow another just over a quarter inch, like 0.3 inches or something. And so it says, I don't have alligators and get very little snow. See, it's a good place to go. Oh, he says, oh, well, we do get lots of rattlesnakes. Yeah, you can keep your snakers. Snakes around here really don't hurt you. Aaron says, Steve, it's too hot here for rattlesnakes. Gators taste good. Yes, they do. Ed asked, Brandon, did you ever get those LED lights I sent you hooked up? Funny thing is I was actually playing with those today. Whatever. I was actually looking for them because I was doing more stuff with the microcontrollers and building stuff out. Because I put them in a safe spot, and I put them in such a safe spot I didn't know where they were, and I just found them today. So I was messing around with them. And some of those one LEDs you sent are so tiny, I don't even know how I would even use them. I don't know how I would. Yeah, they're just ridiculously tiny. They're like a little speck of salt.
Oh, stream on. That was it.
Guidro's Urban Homestead says, hi all, I'm here. I was giving birthday cupcakes to the neighbors. That sounds fun.
Yeah, so it was Dream On, not Bohemian Rhapsody. Although Bohemian Rhapsody would be really cool. So I may have to request that. Uh-oh. I broke it.
You posted it with the wrong account.
I posted with my OG account. So before we made Whiskey Tango Farms,
They can't see it because you can't post
Midwest Cruise. Oh, lame.
Time and Timber says we got snow on Monday and it's all gone already. Now it's just cold and gross. I read that backwards, but anyways. Cloudy, windy, blah. Breezy temps and frozen waterers Looking forward to 50s in a few days. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting 50s next week. Maybe, possibly. Not 50s. Sorry, I misspoke. But like in the upper 30s. Maybe 40s. But Joy says, I loved not having to uncover my incubator to check the temp, and Gobi's awesome. Yeah.
Why is it doing
Mm-hmm.
that? It shows.
Yeah, because you're logged in with the other account.
Yeah, but that's not what that shows.
Yeah, the icon's just wrong.
Well, that's silly.
You're silly. You're a silly goose. Simon Timber says, I am getting stronger, moving the wood to our indoor firewood storage and loading the stove. That's awesome. The Carolina Kind Homestead says, just cold November, rain here, no snow. Yeah. So I don't think they would get that much snow down there. What you doing?
Finally getting back in.
Jesse says that will change, Brandon. This morning it was snowing. It was showing 50s by next week, and now it's down to the low 40s, 30s. Yeah, I think that's what I originally saw, and then it was like the 40s. I don't know. I'm hoping it stays cold, to be honest. I don't mind the snow too much.
There we go. Finally got it. I'm sorry. I was like logged into the wrong account and I couldn't post a link. I posted the link to One Man Jam YouTube channel, and then I'm also posting the link for Dream On because it was really good and like mind blowing good. So you have to check it out sometime.
Ed says the tiny LEDs took me a long time and many burned up ones to get the neck on the solder them to 30 gauge copper spear wire. Yeah, those things are way too tiny.
Is that what Santa's elves use at the North Pole? Maybe.
Well, those
Their
are
little tiny fingers.
They're made just to be placed by a robot.
And the robot takes care of it
on the PCBs, and then the PCB goes into a heat plate, and then the solder melts and just goes in there.
I refuse.
They're not made to be soldered by hand.
No, it's definitely the elves. The elves do it for sure.
Sure. The Carolina Kind Family Homestead says, me too. It's duck season. It's supposed to be cold and wet, and I love it. Verna says we'll have upper 40s to low 50s starting Monday. That just sounds gross for this time of year.
Soggy.
Yeah, I don't want to. That's probably my main reason is I don't want the mud.
Mm-hmm.
And the backyard is already wet.
Yeah.
Gross.
And then the dogs run around back there. Yeah, it's quite muddy.
Aaron says, I use a magnifying glass on a flexible arm when I solder small circuit board things. Yeah. These are literally like the size of they're half the size of a grain of rice. Probably a quarter. They're so tiny. I didn't even know they were in there.
That's crazy.
It was literally like a speck of salt. You wouldn't need a magnifying glass to even see what the ends were. They're nuts. Jesse says Loretta is watching Elf on the Shelf movie. Maybe it's them doing it, Kristin. LOL.
See, I told you.
Could be. I don't know. I doubt it. Cool. SO says elves make cookies and toys, not electronics.
A lot of toys are electronic though nowadays. Get with the program. I'm just kidding.
Ed says, yeah, you have to use a magnifying glass. These LEDs fit in the O on the word 1 cent on a penny. Yeah, they're really tiny. I wish I could show you one, but you wouldn't see it. That's how small they are. Alexa just told me to lower our echo volume overnight. I don't know why. Frank is here, says, hi, you two.
Hey, hey.
Hi, you as well.
Hey, ya neighbor.
Curbside says, one man jam is awesome. Yes.
Mhm.
He's pretty good. I
That's
like his
crazy.
editing and stuff.
Yeah, like I think like the combination of like music and the video, like editing is really good.
Aaron says, we are traveling to visit Linda and Robert at Rock Hill Homestead this weekend. Temps will be high 40s, low in the 20s. Finally, some sort of winter.
Yeah, she's usually on here, Linda Tayan.
SO says, how many would it take to on a quail cage for supplemental lighting?
Way too many.
Way too many. I honestly, I don't know how bright they are. I don't even know what color they are. I don't know if I'm gonna actually be able to solder them. Katrina says those quail don't read much.
Because you're supposed to have enough light for your quail that you could like read by it.
Well,
Like, that's all they
Ed
need.
commented on my video and said I should have put the words on the feed bag on the inside so the quail had something to read.
Yep.
Ed says not many. They're very bright.
Oh. Good to know.
It's like he sent me some of these little like stick ones. And those are kind of cool. Little stick ones. Yeah, I'm working on some cool projects with that stuff. Finally getting around to some of the stuff Ed sent me because he sent me some heat wire too a while ago. And I've been playing around with that as well for the last couple weeks. Kristin's finally letting me do fun things again.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not outside doing a bunch of stuff. Project for the printers with the LEDs. Project for the printers.
Like the 3D printer, maybe? Or like the laser? I don't know.
Oh, I guess.
Is that what you mean?
3D printers, he said.
Yeah. Like just making them look pretty? Or you mean like using the lights, like 3D print stuff and then like put the lights in there to make different stuff? I think that's probably what he means.
Furnace says you should show us when your projects are done. I plan on it.
Yeah, Brandon. When are your projects going to be done?
They won't be on this YouTube channel though.
You're making a new YouTube?
Yep. All my fun little projects are going to be on a different YouTube channel.
That kind of makes sense though, because that's like more electronic-y, tinkery than.
Yep. I'm just building up a video library before I release it.
That's probably pretty smart.
Aaron says, make an egg calendar with the LED and a 3D printer. Kind of fun.
That's a good idea. Definitely challenging.
Most of my stuff that I've been doing is more like smart home, or Internet of Things type stuff, making regular weird things and making them connect to the
Regular
Internet.
weird things? What is
Yeah.
a regular weird thing?
Well, I have some ideas, and I'm not going to share them.
Oh, okay.
Just regular stuff and making them internet connected. So they're just different things.
So then when the power goes out or the internet goes out, nothing works?
No, that's why you have battery backups for one of the projects I'm going to do.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that there would be internet just because
Anyways,
there's battery.
You don't need internet because you can just connect with your phone.
Okay.
Carolina Homestead says, I use 2700K True White 32 watt, 120 watt equal grow panel for my grow out pens lighting in the shed. Yeah, that will work.
That's actually, I think, what we have on our Winola cage is their grow lights.
Yeah, their grow lights are the same ones that we just put in the rabbit barn.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we use on our our seed start shelf too. So they are nice and bright.
SL says filament to the lights. We have light up egg holders. Work on batteries so we can gather eggs in the dark. There you go. That's an idea.
Right? You could have like a little mount for a flashlight on the egg trays, or have it like kind of like a flashlight. Yeah. Some like RGB. I love RGB.
Aaron says, who actually finishes projects? No one until Christina that projects actually get finished. But I can't speak right now. If you understood what I said. Verna says, okay, but if you do anything for the farm, you need to post it here on this channel. Well, a lot of it is for the farm. So
well, you could share it, but you could share the process on the other channel.
You probably have some stuff.
Is that what you meant? Is that you'll show the process on the other channel, but then...
Sort of. I mean, I'll show more detail about it, and you'll see a glimpse of it on this channel. Just a little sprinkle.
The too long didn't read version.
A little sprinkle.
Add some graphics of like that one meme where the guy like is throwing the sprinkles.
No. Salt Bay? No. Jesse Mills says, what's a finished project?
I'm seeing a pattern here, guys.
I don't know. Aaron says, that's what I'm saying.
Yep. Oh, there's Linda.
Linda
we were just talking
says,
about you.
We can start traveling and finishing each other's projects. I'm good at starting them too.
Yep.
I'm really good at starting a lot of projects in my office and tinkering with stuff, and they just sit there because, homestead life gets in the way. Jesse says, Aaron, what kind of sorcery is this? Brandon, speaking of. What's sorcery?
Finished projects.
Oh yeah. They exist.
If you say so.
Brenda says, no, Kristin, need little LED lights on the egg trays. Yeah.
That would be cool. I forgot, is it White House on a Hill? They bought, it was an incubator, but the eggs actually like sit on a light. Wasn't that White House on a Hill?
Yeah, they had.
But I would be worried about that.
They've tested a bunch of different.
I would be worried about that producing too much heat, though.
I think they hatched button quail in that one.
Yeah, so it was cool, but
yeah. Ed says, so I guess you didn't make the solar fan for the bunnies. No, that was because the bunny hutch thing, or the bunny house wasn't really finished yet. We were just working on that.
And did you figure out that you needed a different panel or something?
And then
different?
I was measuring the voltage on those solar panels, and as far as a fan goes, I don't think it's going to work.
But it would work for like a light.
But yeah, I was going to use it for a light, string some of them together and use it for a light. But I've been working on that. I've been ordering batteries from China, and you know how long that takes. Like months. So I got some cool solar projects that come up too. Because I ordered lots of batteries. Lots of big batteries. SO says we need a finisher, not a starter. Linda says, haha, me. I'll have to scroll back.
Oh, we just heard that you were going to have some guests coming up.
Linda, I was saying that we were going to visit you this weekend.
And I just said, I was like, oh, yeah, she's usually here. I don't know
I'm
where
so
she
ready.
is.
There's not enough hours in a day. We have so much to do in a day.
Yeah, I say that all the time. I'm like, there's just not enough hours in the day. Because, like, I'll do a bunch of work and then I want to come in and wind down. Excuse me, sorry. And, like, I have to go to sleep right now, or I don't sleep if I want to, like, read or something. Like, I don't really have much me time, and it's kind of sad, but
What's that?
exactly. But my me time does kind of consist a lot of like farm stuff, like me spending time with the rabbits or the quail or the ducks or whatever, chickens. I guess that's kind of like me time. You know, that's not necessary for taking care of the farm, but it's important to me. So we're pretty big on interacting with our animals often. Which actually we've gotten compliments on, which makes me feel good.
Frank wants to know, are them quail he got from us going to work for you?
Yeah, I think so. They are still in quarantine. I have to look at the calendar. I think they can come out of quarantine soon. So then I can
I
start
think that was a
using
while
them.
ago. How long ago was that, Frank? I came out there like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, 3 weeks ago. I think. I don't know.
I can't remember. I was doing something else. What was I doing? Because you had to go alone. I can't remember.
Oh, you're doing rabbit things. Anyways, Ed says, Kristin, I think this is the video you're talking about from White House on the Hill. I have no clue. I tried clicking on the link and I couldn't look. Truck 3 Wardens here says, my new bird barn is almost finished, but I cheated and had a contractor build it. We just have to get the chicken fence put up. Awesome.
That's awesome. Hey, honestly, sometimes you can't do it yourself. So whatever works, but that's pretty exciting. I'm happy for you. One of my other like farm friends, they just like finished their rabbitry, and she posted pictures. And granted, they have like smaller rabbits, like lion heads and mini rex and stuff, so they don't take up as much room. But I don't know how many she had in there, but I was like, oh my gosh, goals. So that's exciting when you get something like that. And then I know Ludke's is building a barn. I'm really excited to see their finished project. It's fun to see other people's finished barns. It allows me to dream.
Yeah, I'm curious how far they've gotten on that. Jennifer has a question. Says, I have white quail. Is that a question or a statement? What about white quail? Let me know.
There are different kinds of white quail.
SO says, my quail cages I built a year ago still don't have legs. Do they need a stand?
Could you hang your cage? Might make scooping poop easier. Kind of like Zach's his big like battery cages, you know, in his quail barn. Like they're hanging so that you can like sweep the floor. So, and that like the Winola ones we sold at QuailCon, those were hanging cages too. So maybe you could hang your cages if you don't have a stand.
Aaron says, if you only slept 4 hours, it's like an extra half a day. Well,
but then I get really crabby.
I only sleep about 6 hours, and I still don't have enough time to do everything. So
I don't know how or why. Like both of my parents can sleep like 4 or 5 hours and be fine. He can sleep like 6 hours and be fine. If I don't get at least 8 hours, I am a bear. And like if I go like 6 hours multiple nights in a row, like it actually starts compounding and like adding up. And then eventually I'm gonna have to like take an entire day to sleep. I don't know if it's my medicine or what, but I have to get at least 8 hours or my body like throws in the towel. I hate it. And I can drink lots of coffee, but then all I do, I'm just tired but shaky. It only does so much for me.
Jasmine wants to know, how are the doggos doing? I am feeling all giant puppy woes as Koa is growing and growing. Makes me think of all of you Great Dane people, LOL. The greats are amazing, but eat so much money flying out the door.
Yes.
You got that right.
They are wonderful. Naughty. Actually, they've been a little
Nano's
bit better.
been a lot better.
It's
almost Nano's birthday.
His hormones have definitely simmered down, thankfully.
It's almost his birthday.
Yeah, I remember it's November like 19th or 20th or something.
20th.
Okay, it's close.
Gotta have a birthday party.
We also decided that if we do breed Khaleesi and Nano, we're totally having a Great Dane wedding. And I have no shame and I don't even care. You can judge me. We don't know if we're going to breed them because we have to genetically test them. But if we do, watch for wedding pictures.
All right. Jennifer says, I have white quail. 99% of them have spots on them. If I hatch out the eggs, will the chicks have spots on them too? Will any of them be more colorful? Yes, yes. Can be.
Usually they'll all hatch out with like little dots, like right on their head. Or if you have tuxedo, you will get, well, if you breed tux to tux, you can get white. No, you get 50% white, 25% colored, and 25% tux.
Yes, there's going to be a variation.
So
of
it kind of
colors.
depends on which gene specifically you're dealing with. But if you just ordered like jumbo white quail, they're all just going to be jumbo whites. You might get some pharaohs or wild types that hatch out every so often, but most of them will be that white with the dot on their head. No, that's my hair.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. SO says too heavy to hang. They're sitting on a planter barrels. That is why I can't plant. Well, some good compost you can plant and you should move them. Why are they too heavy to hang? There's no such thing.
I wonder if you could do kind of like we did with our rabbit hutches, have like a frame around it and just kind of like set it on the frame. So it's not really hanging per se, but it's still like, well, I guess that would be a stand, which is what you said you needed. Never mind. Yeah. Just forget it.
There's no legs to stand on.
Never mind. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Ed says, more like money pooping on the floor. No.
Yep. Only when they eat duck eggs. When the dogs get in the duck eggs, yes, sometimes we have accidents and it's awful. But now we have solved that problem, I think. So they don't even get in the duck eggs, preventing accidents. So that's good. I am much happier not scrubbing my carpet all the time.
Jesse says, I built a frame for Loretta's Winola Ranch cage she bought at QuailCon. I even found a clearance can of pinkish purple paint at Menards for it.
That is awesome. You should post pictures in the QuailCon Facebook group because I know one of the owners of Winola is in there, and I'm sure they would love to see that. Because they obviously, like you guys all know, they donate like to the 18 and under contest, and they're big supporters of QuailCon, so I'm sure they would love to see that. And I want to see it.
Aaron says, Kristin, I need you to write me a genetics cheat sheet. For the life of me, I can't remember all of it. She can't either, trust me.
I have a notebook.
She references a book all the time. She can't memorize anything.
I draw a lot of Punnett squares as well, which is a like little chart to help me figure it out. So
I just say that jokingly because me and her once in a while will bicker back and forth because I'm like, hey, you'll get this out of this and this or whatever, because I'll just be trying to play with stuff. And she's like, no. And she's like, let me look in the book. And then about half of the other time I'm right and she's wrong or whatever.
But yeah, I have a historical.
I try to memory.
I have a really bad memory, but there's just so many genes that act differently. So, and I'm constantly learning. So,
of course, everybody's got to
learn. Genes.
What genes?
What we do.
These genes?
Yeah, blue genes. I mean, we only know, I'm assuming, like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to quail genetics. Like, I'm sure there's so much that we don't know.
Well, it's not.
So
really
it changes all the time because we find new things out, like where we figure out it's on a different locus or we suspect it to be incomplete dominant, but it's actually recessive. Like it's, yeah. Squirrel syndrome much?
There's no comments. So, I mean, you were just talking about genes and people were listening. So,
Oh, so now you're gene shopping? I'm just kidding. He's not gene shopping.
no.
Oh, also, I just remembered I wanted to give a little shout out to my chocolate silky. That is Willy Wonka. The thumbnail for tonight's image is Willy Wonka. We thought it was a chocolate rooster, silky rooster, and I really wanted to get into chocolate silkies, and I was going to try to not make him crow, basically, which we found out that does not work. And anyhow, Willy Wonka is a girl, but I still just call it Willy Wonka. So Willy Wonka is very pretty. She's a non-bearded silky. So yeah.
Willy Wonka could. Why would it have to be a girl or boy's name?
Wait, what?
I mean, I guess Willy, but I don't know.
Well, Willy Wonka is a boy. A man, whatever. The character himself is a boy.
See, even Verna said Willy could be a male or female.
Well, right, but it's Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka's a male.
I don't know. And then Katrina said, I mean, you did say you didn't want us to crow.
That's true. I guess my wish came true. So, and honestly, if it did start to crow and then I figured that I couldn't keep it from crowing, Willy Wonka would not be with us anymore. So Willy Wonka got to stay. Little Willy won't go home. I was like, that's a really good looking rabbit. He's scrolling on Facebook and I'm like, oh, that's a really good looking creme d'argent, and it's ours.
Yeah, if you didn't know, we have a creme d'argent
yes, we have
for
a
sale.
creme d'argent buck for sale. WTF 02202. It's actually the brother of Jasmine's rabbit, Atlas. I thought I was going to keep him, but he doesn't outdo his father or the other buck we have here, so I have no need for him, but I think that he would be a great start for somebody or for a meat herd. So he is for sale.
Esso said we were told it was a male. He never identified.
Ha.
Sure.
Well, it lays an egg, so.
I named my silky hens Billy Joe and Kevin.
I love it. Billy Joe Armstrong is the lead singer of Green Day. It's a male, but I actually what?
Nothing.
Story time. The lady who was our maid of honor in our wedding, her oldest sister's name is Billy Joe as well. So I know a Billy Joe male and a Billy Joe female.
That was your okay.
Saw something silly. Sorry.
Verna says, I'm thinking if I'm wrong with these whatever things, I will go to Havana rabbits. I have no idea what Kai or Koi or Koo or whatever that is.
Is it the same as a cavy or cavy? I always use, when I was reading it, I always thought it was cavy, but I've been listening
What's a Havana rabbit?
I actually was looking into them as well. They are a smaller meat rabbit. I think they're kind of about the size of a Florida white.
Isn't that cute?
They are cute. Because I was looking at potentially getting those for Olivia to show, but the black ones look a lot like a silver fox with that white eye, kind of. And I would be afraid of getting it mixed up. But yes, I have looked at Havanas as well. That is... There's like fan art of a Havana.
No, that's how to care for Havana rabbits.
Why is it naked though?
I don't know.
Anywho, I always thought it was cavy. Like that's just how I read it. But I've been listening to a podcast and it's pronounced cavy. I didn't know that. But yeah, see like the white band around its eye, it looks a lot like a silver fox, because silver fox kind of have like the white eyeliner. It's almost the opposite of like, well, not really. I was gonna say like the opposite of a blank to haute tote, but their band is a lot thicker. Are you sharing the picture of the Havana?
Mm-hmm. See, you can see it. Watch, it'll pop up. It's like some magic.
I still don't see it. The magic's not working. Oh, you have to.
Oh, there we go. Ha!
Let there be
Genius.
Havanas. That is a Havana rabbit.
You guys can watch me surf the internet.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, see, like silver fox kind of have that band of like whitish skin around their eye as well.
Yeah.
But silver fox have stand-up fur. They're the only breed with stand-up fur. I don't know what kind of fur a Havana has. Probably flyback. I don't really know the difference between flyback and rollback. But I'm sure if I dug into it, I could figure it out.
Verna says cavi, and guinea pigs are all the same. Gotcha. Jasmine says, yes, the Havanas sound awesome. Verna says, yeah, they only get up to 5 pounds.
But they're supposed to have a really good meat to bone ratio. So they would be good for self-sufficiency.
Ed says, where's the cigar? What are you talking about?
Like Havana cigar.
Oh.
Cuba. The ARBA, American Rabbit Breeders Association convention this year was in Reno, Nevada. And it was Luck Be a Cavy was the theme. And there was lots of pictures of, like cartoon pictures of rabbits smoking cigars and gambling and like dressed up as like flappers and stuff. It was really kind of cool. So, but the ARBA convention for 2023 and 2024 is going to be in Louisville. And it's next year's 100th anniversary. So I'm super excited.
Why are you going?
Yes.
It's the first I've heard of this.
Yeah, I want to go to Creme d'Argent Nationals. Well, first is Silver Fox Nationals in April. Creme d'Argent Nationals is in May, which is just like...
Where's Silver Fox Nationals?
Canton, Ohio.
Oh, what?
Canton, Ohio.
Where's that?
In Ohio. And then convention, ARBA convention is going to be in Louisville for 2023 and 2024. I don't think there's a bid in for Creme d'Argent and Silver Fox Nationals.
Holy freaking way a ways. That's in the middle of nowhere.
It could be farther.
You could be farther.
It's not in Reno. Jeez. I'm actually thankful it's not any farther away than that, because otherwise I probably couldn't go. Like if it was in Reno again.
Look, we could fly for $485.
I am not flying my rabbits.
Or it's a 10-hour drive.
Some people do fly and then they'll send their rabbits with transport, or a lot of people will go together like on a bus and people will rent a bus. So yeah, I probably won't take very many rabbits. I guess it depends on where my herd is at. But it's very expensive to enter your rabbits because they do cooping. And I think I was talking to Jim Miller, a Creme d'Argent breeder, this past weekend at a show, and he said I think it's $18 per rabbit to enter your rabbit at convention because you coop them. And they provide like the shavings and stuff. But I'm like, that's a lot of money. Because I mean, if like this past weekend I entered 10 rabbits, that'd be $180 just in entries. Which I know some people don't bat an eye at. Like that's not a lot. Some people enter in like lots and lots of rabbits, but it definitely makes you not just want to enter everything.
Jasmine says Havanas come in several colors. They are in the ARBA SOP.
Look at you. Yes, you are correct.
It just sounds like a bunch of garbage. Ed says, surprise, Brandon.
What are you surprised about?
Everything.
Oh, the cigar thing, maybe?
No. Going to Silver Fox Nationals.
Oh, yeah. No, not Nationals. That's convention.
Oh, whatever.
Well, I'm going to nationals though too.
I have no idea.
That's in Canton. Is
I have
that
no
what you
idea what
looked
the
up?
heck I'm talking about. So Ed says, take it as your support animal.
Oh, Canton was 10 hours away.
Yeah.
That's the one in April.
Yeah.
And then look up how far away is Louisville. Maybe I shouldn't be having him look this up.
It's not too bad.
It's an hour and a half closer. But Creme to Argent Nationals are only 45 minutes away. So that makes up for it.
No.
Steve. Yeah.
Is it Akron?
Canton.
Okay. That's why I'm really confused. We're going to drive either way. I don't know what she's driving, but she's going to drive, supposedly.
I'm going to drive you crazy. Ha ha.
Short trip.
I'm going to Shipshewana, Indiana.
Bless you.
Exactly. I think that's what I said to Tiffany when she asked me if I was coming to Shipshewana. I was like, Gesundheit. And I had to have her spell it out for me to put it in my calendar. But I'm driving to that on December 10th. I think I'm going to take our truck. Plus, it's a farm truck, and it's kind of for farm. So, but I don't think my truck would make it. My tires are like pretty much bald. And I'm sure there will be snow on the way. So.
Katrina wants to know, how do shows work with the hemorrhagic? Yeah, there you go.
So RHVD2, which is rabbit hemorrhagic viral disease 2, or RHD, or RHVD2, DV, whatever. If you are within 50-mile radius
That
of
was 100.
I have to look it up. I think it's 50. Might be 100. It's on the ARBA website. It's either 50 or 100 miles within a positive case. You have to quarantine. And then, of course, you couldn't go to a show or anything. So obviously, like, you need to be mindful of that. And as soon as, because there was one over in like La Crosse County, and everybody was talking about it. So like, as soon as it happens, like, trust me, you'll know. But you can always check the ARB website as well. Some states require you to have a veterinary health inspection certificate in order to cross state lines. I should probably look into that. I don't think that's a thing that they do very often anymore, but I have heard people talk about it. So I should probably just double check. Not so I like show up in Indiana and they're like, oh yeah, where's your certificate? And I'm like, I drove all the way here for nothing. So, because sometimes they do inspect those at the door, is what I've heard. So I should look into that. But as far as I know, that's the process, if there is one.
Ed said, wow, what a town name. I don't know which one.
Probably Shipshewana. It sounds Native American to me. I'm not sure. Shipshewana.
Canton is south of Akron, I thought. I have no idea.
Akron.
Verna says, Kristin, you need to get snow tires now. No. I buy tires that work in the snow. I'm not a firm believer in buying snow tires and swapping them. What are you doing?
I was seeing if Shipshewana was Native American. Name origin. Apparently they have a lot of Amish and Mennonite. Shipshewana was named after a local Potawatomi Indian. So I was correct.
Mm-hmm.
Which we have, like, the Potawatomi Casino down in Milwaukee. I didn't realize they were that spread out. But yeah.
Verna says, Brandon, if her tires are bald, you're behind on your duties. LOL. Yeah. She doesn't need tires.
I was gonna say
that thing sits in the
a
driveway. It's a lawn ornament more than anything.
It's more of a backup, yeah. Because yeah, we thought about it, but then with me not driving to work every single day, I'm like, we don't really need it. So
it's still above its 20,000 of the tread. So I mean, they're still legal. They're just not.
I just have to be mindful.
Safe.
Well, I just have to be mindful of it is all. But when it's a backup vehicle, but yeah, like I wouldn't want to drive that to Indiana. Like I wouldn't trust that long distance, even if I had brand new tires on there. It's just an old vehicle.
Jesse says that's what all terrain tires are for. Yeah. Esso says if it holds air, they're good to go. That's my motto. Yeah, I was like that once on my Crown Vic. I had didn't change the tires for the longest time and didn't really pay attention to them. And then one day I realized that they were like completely bald, like they were slicks, which worked great in the summer. I could really get on the gas and I didn't spin the tires anymore. And then I got new tires and took off at the first light and I squealed the tires and I was like, oh, like I can't hit the gas that hard anymore. It was something to learn. It was fun. Verna says, yeah, legal doesn't mean safe. Yeah.
Yeah, especially
they're safe enough.
If there's snow on the if the roads are dry.
As long as she keeps it between the ditches, it's all right. After the live, I'm loading the freeze dryer with dill pickles.
Ooh.
Butter something pickles my wife likes.
Oh, bread and butter, maybe?
Banana peppers.
Banana pepper. Ooh, freeze-dried banana peppers. That sounds interesting. Those would make like, I wonder if it'd be like a chip. You have to let us know how that goes. I like banana peppers. I should send him some cowboy candy. I wonder what that would taste like.
I don't have any.
Yeah, I know.
Esso says the metal being exposed is good for traction.
Oh my gosh, no.
I've never had them that
We are
bad.
not condoning.
I mean, I've seen them that bad, but I've never
these unsafe driving practices.
Never driven on tires that bad.
Oh my gosh.
Verna says, yeah, after live, I have to cook dinner and load up the freeze dryers.
Well, she's also doing
pickles tonight, then apple slices afterwards. Ed says, yes, that's it, Kristin. Bread and butter pickles.
I don't care for them, but Brandon and Olivia love them. So I made them, I think, 4-quart jars.
No, I think they're all gone. Yeah, they are all gone.
Yeah. And I was like,
I went in there to look for pickles the other day, and
I was making gone. The rest dill, and then I did some like spicy ones because I was like, I'm not going to invest like a ton of time in these. And
those were the ones that were gone first.
Yeah. So.
And the spicy ones are okay.
Have you tried the dill ones yet?
I think so.
Are they good? They weren't memorable.
Oh. I might just do the spicy ones. I don't remember.
I'm going to try some after this. I haven't busted into them yet.
Ed said he did Granny Smiths today.
Ooh.
I don't know how fun that would be. I don't know if I would like freeze-dried fruit. I don't really like anything freeze-dried. Eating it like without reconstituting it. So that's just me.
That's all right. It's a good way to
That's what makes me not
food.
Really whole up on doing the freeze drying thing.
Well, there's nothing wrong. A lot of people, you can reconstitute it. That's really what it's for, is for long-term storage. But people, it's fun to experiment with stuff. Like, I get it.
Verna says we have a weather alert right now. Slick spots on the road.
Oof.
Truck 3 Warden says, Brandon, are you going hunting this coming week? I actually am. I just went over to a buddy's house because our hunting area isn't available. And we were going to hunt by her mom's, but decided not to. So I'm going to go hunt at a buddy's house. And he's got some property, and nobody's going to be hunting. So
yeah, and
be
I'm
fun.
really, I am not a huge fan of like hunting on public land or an area that I'm not super familiar with. And since he's going hunting, you know, like we'd have to figure something out for the dogs and the kids and stuff. So really only one of us can go at a time. So he hasn't gotten a deer in a couple of years. So I figured it's his turn to go out and get
No,
one.
it's fun going on the ATV. And
Yeah.
I haven't driven an ATV in like 12 years. So it's
I
kind of
haven't
fun
been
to
on an
do.
ATV in probably about 20 years.
So
And I've
drove
never,
around
I've never
all the
driven an
areas.
ATV. I've always just ridden on one.
Verna said reconstituted goulash and spaghetti and bean soup is great. I am hoping to get a deer opening morning on Saturday, and we'll just call it a day and won't have to hunt anymore. Because I don't really have much time to
Yeah, but then you get that like
hunt.
bug, and you're like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go try to get another one."
Yeah. Well, I told them I wouldn't.
I say you shouldn't, since you're borrowing the land. Like you really shouldn't. That's not.
We have the
polite.
ability to get like 4 this year.
That's so weird.
And because there's so many deer right now, and there's just no way.
It goes to show how much good Earn a Buck did.
Oh.
But yeah, a few years ago, well, more than a few years ago,
I think
you used to have to do Earn a Buck.
3 doe tags this year.
You used to have to shoot a doe before you could shoot a buck. And if you got caught shooting a buck before you shot a doe, like you get in big trouble. But I think they did away with that a few years ago.
SO said James shot a deer in the butt and ran off, never found it.
Aww.
It was youth season here. Site connects to phone and recorded it.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, it's not cool he shot it in the butt. That really sucks.
Yeah,
but
that does. But yeah, it's cool that the site hooks up to the phone.
That's pretty neat.
But yeah. I don't know what I was gonna say. I don't remember. It's the joys.
Well, for everybody that goes hunting, and I think Michigan just had theirs.
It just started on Monday.
Yeah.
And goes until the end of the month.
Yeah. So anybody that is hunting or gonna be going out hunting, make sure you are safe and follow your rules and stuff, and shoot straight and shoot good. So, and be safe. Yeah. I always worry. I had a friend in high school whose dad was in a hunting accident, passed away, and I've had bullets whiz past my ears, go zing, and it scares the crap out of you, man. Like, and you realize you're like, oh, I was this close to dying. I don't know. You just go back out because we're crazy, I guess. I don't know. So, but it is, yeah, just be safe. So, life's too short, man. Hopefully everybody bags a big one.
Verna says, have a blessed night, all. I'm too hungry to wait any longer.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Have a good night. I think we're probably going to wrap her up here soon, too. Oh, Ed says something.
Verna said, or Ed said, my buddy shot one, but only managed to take a strip of hide 2-inch long, about 1/4 inch wide.
So he just wounded it. I'm glad it wasn't like a painful injury.
Linda says, I hunt deer with my car.
Oh no!
That's not good.
Don't do that.
Yeah, the buddy of mine said that his father-in-law, for the last 13 years, has hit a deer with his car.
Oh my gosh. I hit a turkey once, and I never want to hit a deer because just hitting a turkey, it was like hitting a bowling ball. Oh, it was like hitting a feathery bowling ball. It was awful.
Joy said 2 of my grandkids got their bucks last weekend season.
That's cool. Awesome.
SO said, Linda, that's expensive hunting. Yes, it is.
It's very expensive hunting. Probably stressful. I remember my mom hit a deer once on the way home from work when she worked in Wapaka. And something happened with like the electronics of the car. She got out because the deer was still alive, and she was like following it while she called 911 so somebody could come shoot it to put it out of its misery. And her car doors locked themselves, and she couldn't get back in her car, and her car was running, but because she hit the deer, like it did something with the computer system, so she had to call AAA. Like it was a whole thing. She didn't get home till like super late. It was like 10 o'clock at night. Like, oh, she was very angry when she got home, which I don't blame her.
Linda said, FYI, if you total your car hitting a deer, it's considered an act of nature and doesn't go against your record.
Good to know. Yeah, also, if there's ever a deer in the road, do not swerve to hit the deer. Just hit the deer. Because if you swerve and then hit a tree, your insurance will not cover it. If you hit the deer, your insurance will cover it.
Well, you can also get injured yourself more by swerving.
And hitting a tree or light pole versus hitting...
Or a car.
Just slam on the brakes if you can, but hit the deer. Do not swerve for the deer. That's my PSA for the evening.
Truck 3 Warden said Michael hit one with the semi a couple weeks ago. We never found it, just 1 mile from the farm.
My dad hit a cow once in Ohio with his semi.
From behind.
It was a black Angus cow, and I guess.
And he said as he hit it, it turned around, looked at him.
Eyes. Yeah, it was really hilly, and wherever he was, the cows were just like allowed to, cross the road, like they had the right of way or something. I guess I don't know. And he said he came over the hill.
Yeah, he was going up and down hills, and as your lights, go up the hill, the cow was down in the bottom of the hill, and he just and then all of a sudden it was like there.
And he didn't get to keep it, so.
Well, he said there wasn't much left to keep.
Yeah, well.
But anyways.
It was pre-tenderized.
Aaron says Christina has hit every bird species you can imagine with her car, even endangered ones.
Oh, no. My mom hit a cardinal once, and she started crying.
SO said, my daughter hit a deer with my car. The deer ran off, and the insurance paid $5,000.
Wow. I've heard of deer hitting cars, though, too. That happened to a friend in high school. A deer just came and, like he was driving, and the deer, plowed into the side of his car and, dented his door. So, it's kind of weird.
Jesse said, I hit a turkey with the windshield downpour, and it jumped up out of the weeds beside the road. Luckily, it hit the top of the cab, too, so just smashed the windshield and didn't come through. Jeez.
Yeah, I can't imagine that thing going through a windshield. I hit it by the engine, So it was all caved in the front end, but it didn't come through the windshield, thankfully.
Ed said, was hunting with the same buddy. I had bagged one and had him go get the truck. A deer jumped out and knocked my mirror off my truck and ran off.
That is he's like, revenge. You killed my friend.
Truck 3 Warden said, moose are the worst. They chase the semi.
Oh my goodness. I remember when we went hunting up north in Canada once, we saw a moose down the road, and we stopped, and I asked my aunt and uncle, I'm like, why aren't you driving? They're like, because it will charge the car. They're like, we are not going anywhere near that moose. So I could see them being, and then I don't know if it was their mating season or if they're always like that, but they're like, I'm not going anywhere near that.
Linda says, I've never seen a mouse in real life. Fun fact, LOL. And
that's very random.
And she said, moose.
Oh.
I read it as moose, to be fair.
I was like, that's super random, but okay.
If you never even corrected yourself, I probably would have just said moose and nobody would have ever known.
No, because I was like, really? You have animals and you've never seen a mouse? Anybody that has feed around, any, horse feed or duck feed or chicken feed or whatever, you probably have mice. You've probably seen a mouse. Or even if you don't, hiding in the straw and yeah. So everybody's seen a mouse. But they're huge. They're definitely huge.
All right.
Very majestic for their size.
we can wrap it up.
All right. Well, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. And we thank you for tuning in. We'll be back. Oh, is next week Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We'll be back next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central for Whiskey Tango Talk. And if you are going hunting this weekend, good luck. And
What's the
be
secret?
safe.
What's secret?
I don't know.
I'll wait. What's the secret?
Yeah. You're putting me on the spot. I don't like that. The color projects, maybe? That's my guess. Because I said you have a big mouth. You're giving away our secrets. Oh. Fun fact. To never seen a mouse.
Ah.
Got it. I was like, I don't want to tell you my project colors until they're ready.
Nobody cares about that.
I'm excited about it.
Anyways, thanks for joining.
Thanks.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye.